Live long and prosper.
I was going into Toshi Station to pick up some power converters.
Lilu Dallas Multipass.
Shut up and take my money.
By Grabthar's hammer, what a saving.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
X never, ever marks the spot.
Winter is coming.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Stay a while and listen.
My whole Kermit frog here.
Bow ties are cool.
So say we all.
This is a Play on Nerds.
Welcome, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, to a Play on Nerds Jingle Bell Holiday Tinsel Spectacular, is what I've titled it.
Absolutely.
I am one of your holiday elves, Steve. This other holiday elf is
Jarman. He's the one from New York.
And we're here to bring you Jingle Bells, Deck the Halls, and an awful movie. That's in honor of the holiday season, we're bringing you just a classic tale. Beloved holiday treats, Christmas magic, bringing a being to life to play with some children, we'll say. Of course, we're talking about Gingerdead Man, starring Gary Busey.
Yes, finally. Why has it taken us this many years to do a movie with Gary Busey?
Man, and boy, do we do it. It's so much holiday cheer and so much more, but we will get into it later. In the meantime, Jarman, I hear we have some feedback.
Yes, it's always nice when we get a comment on one of our YouTube videos because
I always forget we're on there.
Well, and we check them occasionally for views because they get a lot of views on YouTube, surprisingly, yeah. But not often very many comments. But it's always a nice blast in the past when we receive a comment on some random video we did, years ago. This was from, let's see, what year? This is from October 25th, 2024 is when this episode came out. This was Creepshow 3 and our Halloween 2024 special. I remember it well. Creepshow 3 was a memorable movie, whether you liked it or not. And we had Brody Stevenson 2 weeks ago commented, I rewatched that movie 2 months ago, and here are my thoughts. As an EC Comics / straight up horror film, it gets 1 out of 5. But as a standalone, quirky, silly horror film, which actually makes sense since this is a horror / comedy film, it gets a 5 out of 5. Overall, I thought Creepshow 3 was amazing and gets 5 out of 5 stars for being a standalone comedic horror film with its wacky, silly humor. And what a good comment you'd want on the internet. Like, this doesn't happen, where you get like a reasonable, well thought out comment.
I mean, the fact that it was, complete sentences and then more than one.
Yeah, that alone would have been fine.
Just incredible. Well, Brody, we're excited to have you.
Yes.
Join the Play on Nerds family and get your first comment on the air.
Absolutely. And I did respond to his comment and I kind of agreed that I still remember weird scenes from that movie today because it just kind of stuck with me because it wasn't bad. It was just strange and odd, and it wasn't like the first two. I think we talked about that. No, it was
not like the first two. Not at all.
But kind of ties into this episode well in that it was a holiday episode we did for Halloween that time, reviewing a weird, strange movie. So
yeah, except for this is awful on a different level.
Yes,
this
absolutely.
Is not quirky, just bad.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you, Brody. Happy to have you.
Yeah.
Keep on listening. Boy, do we review a lot of weird sci-fi horror standalone movies.
Yes, especially more recently. It's been easy and fun to pick one up and review it.
That's right.
But Steve, what have you been up to since our last episode?
Since our last episode, I had a small medical episode.
Oh, yes.
Which I told you about last time, but it's the biggest thing that's happened to me.
D&D is when you told me, I think.
Yeah. So about 2 weeks ago, I was feeling rough. Just kind of miserable, had some back pain and stuff. Went to a Penn State game party and didn't even make it to halftime. I was just miserable. On the drive home, I had really severe back pain to the point where Anna was trying to figure out who we could leave the kids with so she could take me to the ER.
Oof.
Anna, my wife, claims she has never seen me in this kind of discomfort and pain. Went home. It passed after about an hour. okay, weird, back spasm, whatever. Was sort of fine the next day, and then Sunday night started feeling different, just bad again. And by Monday morning, I was having like bathroom issues, and it just burned when I peed in a way that I have never experienced in my life.
God.
So it spooked me enough. I went in to see the doctor, and they were like, well, it could be like a UTI. But it kind of sounds like a kidney stone. So we want you to go give some urine so we can see if there's blood in there, which tells you if it's a kidney stone. So I took the little cup, went in the bathroom, and it stung and burned so bad good. And while I was giving the sample, out popped a little brown tan kidney stone that landed in the bottom of the toilet. And it was like a switch flipped. I went from feeling awful to having it been like nothing occurred.
Wow. It's amazing that little tiny thing can do all that to your body.
It debilitated me. So that was the big medical episode. Some more smaller, more fun things. Steel City Con, we went. It happens 2 times a year here in Pittsburgh.
Nerdy convention, right?
Got to see some cool vendors. We never pay for any of the celebrities, but we take a walk through the hall and stare at them from afar.
I do the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think if anyone that was Muppet related came through, I'd do it, but there just hasn't been that person yet.
I did that with Star Trek. I'd pay for the Star Trek pictures, but that was about it.
None of the Star Trek people come to Steel City Con. They go to every other con. No Star Trek people come to Steel City Con. We get a lot of like the Terminator reunions.
Huh.
So we had Michael Biehn and Linda Hamilton and what's his name? Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
From T2. So like they did a thing. So, we get a lot of those sort of joint things, but for whatever reason, no Star Trek people come out here. I don't blame them. It's cold as hell. Did a little bit of like Christmas shopping. It's always a great place to find a lot of fun vintage toys and that kind of stuff. And then, of course, this past weekend, Anna had a historic holiday walking tour thing that she went to, which I didn't want to go to. So me and the kids skipped out and we went to Target and we did secret gift shopping for Anna.
Ooh, nice.
So the kids, we decided that the way we're going to handle it from this year on is that we're going to have the kids do the stocking stuffers.
Nice.
So it keeps the things smaller, more controlled from a price perspective in that regard. Mm-hmm. And then they feel like they did a specific thing.
I like that. And also, if you're going to skip out on your wife's historic walking tour, it's good that you're getting her gifts.
Yes.
It's a good exchange.
Her gift to me was not having to go.
Yeah. What a jerk. I love it.
So what have you been up to? Any interesting rocks come out of your body?
No, surprisingly not. Hopefully never, knock on wood. I went to a white elephant gift party that we went to last year as well with a very fun group of people. A lot of them are very creative, very nerdy, a lot of them are pretty well off too. So they also put a lot of thought and time and money into these gifts, but it's a $50 limit. So you can't go over $50, but some of them do anyways. But so Jolie and I aren't rolling in money right now, especially because, baby on the way. So we're like, what can we get that'd be cool and funny and interesting that people will want to steal at a white elephant gift party? Because that's the whole deal.
Okay, that's a good qualifier.
Yeah, because if it's cool enough, they'll want to steal it. And the deal is in these things, at least, is where it can only be stolen 3 times and then it's locked in. You can't steal that item anymore because there's so many people at this party bringing a gift that it can be stolen 3 times. Like several items can be stolen 3 times.
Oh, yeah.
And so what we ended up doing is going to this local bookstore called Bright Light Books. It's like the best bookstore DVDs and video games like people turn in, but it's like a consignment store though. Like nice stuff is in there. They keep in control of the quality. They have great used books and everything used. And so I've got lots of good Tolkien books there. But then also they have a huge DVD collection, and a lot of folks are starting to move towards physical media again because, digital media is very unreliable right now. It keeps changing hands. They keep taking things offline. You can't find something you've already purchased. You don't even own it anymore. Anyways, we went there and saw all these box sets, and they also had cool, like collector's edition box sets of DVDs, really cheap. So we're seeing all these old TV show box sets, and we see something that's just weird and ironic and strange enough that it was be the hilarious gift. It was the entire series of Home Improvement.
Wow.
And it was in a toolbox, like a red toolbox special edition set. And I was like, and like Tim Allen's just now problematic enough that, but not bad. Like he hasn't been like canceled, but he's just like, he's, you know, very strong in his politics in a certain direction a lot of people don't agree with. And so it's funny in that way, but yet the show is still likable enough that it's kind of just a rock. So it was a very successful gift. Didn't get a chance to get stolen because it was too late in the game. But the person really liked it. But yeah, also getting ready for baby. We're at 35 weeks, which is crazy. Like 5 weeks left in the pregnancy, if but
anything the doctor's going to tell you, anything after 36 is fair game.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything after 36,
we're almost ready. I told the baby, I said, you can't come until after this weekend, because this weekend I'm getting a lot of the last minute stuff done, like finishing the go bags and getting the car seat in the car. So he has to wait till after this weekend. Then we're good for him coming early if he wants to. But he hopefully he listened to me. Yeah. I also did a read through for a Star Trek play. So another kind of nerdy thing, which was
cool.
A friend of mine is writing a play about the origins of Star Trek, and Gene Roddenberry meeting with this guy named Herb Solow, who was a producer with I believe NBC at the time, and also with Desilu Productions, who originally started Star Trek. And so he had me come in and read for Herb, the producer, and another guy played Gene Roddenberry, and there was lots of supporting characters, including Lucille Ball was in the play that he wrote. And it was nice because it's something, no commitment for me, no rehearsals, just to come in and read the play so he can kind of refine it and rewrite it, because he wants it to go into festivals and see if the play can get produced at some point. But it was fun. I got to do a Star Trek play for one night. It was just kind of night. And also,
did you play like an existing? Was this a new character, or were you like reading a character we know?
Oh, so no, it was like a real life story. It's like a biopic kind of thing of Gene Roddenberry pitching the show to the networks. So like I was playing a real life producer named Herb Solow, spelled SOLWOW. And it's the guy who Gene Roddenberry pitched the show to, and how Gene Roddenberry was really quirky and strange, and all the things he did to try to get the show on the air. And then
so it's like a meta commentary, kind of.
Well, it's just a real life telling of what really happened, of how it, because there's a whole book written about this whole process of how he pitched it to Desilu Studios and how CBS didn't want it. And so literally in the play, you're like showing the scenes of him meeting with producers, him getting in fights, Leonard Nimoy coming in and not wanting to wear the ears, like these things that all really happened. He's just showing it on stage in a play format.
Interesting. All right.
And I think it's a story worth telling, even like a mini series. Like they could have actors portraying all these people, because Lucille Ball literally was like instrumental in getting the show on TV.
Yeah.
And so you could have someone playing her on TV. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, and the last thing, just real quick, I've been doing TikTok lives recently of my books I'm recording, and so it was stressful at first, but now it's just kind of fun. I sit there and read audiobooks with like co-narrators too. I did one today with a narrator I'm reading a book with. She's on the live with me, and we kind of record at the same time. And people are commenting and stuff, and it's fun. Yeah, so it's interactive. And I made $1 so far. I didn't know I could make money off this, but people like give gifts in the chat and stuff. And like it adds up like little bits of 1 penny here, 1 penny there. And so I've made $1 just by sitting there doing my work live on a stream. So it's like, I made a passive $1.
It's true.
It's weird. I didn't know you could do that.
Well, that's how that whole craze of people doing like being a living meme happened.
Oh yeah, like standing in the street or something.
Well, like if you put a donut, I'll go donut and like do this thing over and over again, and that's how they got people to like pay them copious amounts of money through these little 1 and 2 cent.
Oh, that's so weird.
Like gifts. A rose. Oh, smells so good. Ooh, a rose. Smells. It's like became this whole friggin' thing.
I wasn't sure what the hell was going on with those.
That's what you just experienced is the why. It was like their way of specifically generating people giving these gifts.
Yeah, I see like a little rose pop up, and then I saw one time that sunglasses appeared on my face, like as I was talking and narrating, and that apparently was like a bigger one that someone gave me sunglasses. I was like, I don't know, these kids are into some weird stuff.
Giving digital sunglasses all over the place.
But hey, if it's money, it's money.
Throw your pennies at me.
Throw your pennies. I'll do anything for your pennies.
Please.
The baby needs the pennies for some new shoes.
Please, for the baby, the pennies.
Ooh, a rose. Ooh, a rose.
There you go.
But that brings us to some nerdy news.
It's time for nerdy news.
What was that? Oh, that was the spoilers. All right, so this nerdy news segment I'm calling Flat Chance instead of Fat Chance, because there's a company called Columbia Outdoors Clothing Company. You probably heard of it, the little Columbia logo.
Yeah.
The CEO of that company is doing something hilarious. He is trolling the flat Earth community, people who believe the Earth is flat. And he says, because they have this belief that you can literally go to the end of the world and see where it goes off into a void, and that the government won't let you do that, or that it's too hard to get there. That's why no one's taken a picture of it. Or if you get picture evidence, the government will scrape it or something. So the Columbia Outdoors CEO, he's an outdoorsman, but he also is like an environmentalist, and he's like believes in science. He's like, hey, flat earthers, I'm putting it out there now, making legal documents that if you can get me a photograph, any kind of, or a photograph or video proof of you at the end of the world showing the void, that we really do have a flat Earth, I will sign over my entire company to you, right down to the mannequins, to the clothing. You'll own the entire company. He says the only catch is in the picture, you have to be wearing my clothing in the picture, at least one item of Columbia Outdoors clothing. It was the smartest, funniest, like troll and marketing thing I think I've ever heard in a long time. So props to that CEO. I didn't get his name, but
yeah, I mean, think about how many flat earthers are going to buy a Columbia jacket.
Yeah, just like to go searching for that end of the earth. So yeah, or maybe they'll get it, then go for it, man. Go for that end of the earth.
And then like half of scientific discoveries over the last 500 to 600 years will just be void
and won't make any sense.
Just immediately void.
GPS satellites will fall out of the sky because they don't make any sense anymore.
Guys, if you have not actually looked into what flat earthers believe,
oh my God,
you gotta. There's I think his name's Science Man Dan. He's like one of my favorite online guys. He not only debunks, but he like kind of explains, and it is insane, guys.
There's so many hoops.
Insane. And then not only that, there's major dissent within the flat earth community where they can't agree on how it works. It's incredible.
I love that one documentary, though, that led up to them doing this giant experiment that these flat earthers were thinking was going to prove that the earth was flat.
The laser thing?
Yeah, the laser thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And they're like, I guess we were wrong.
There must be some misalignment, but then someone online did the math and they're like, no, that is literally, it was 7 inches down. Yeah, that is literally the curvature of the earth, guys. I don't know. Like that, if you do the math, that is what it comes out to.
Exactly. I feel bad for those people, part of me, though, because they're searching so hard for community and they're finding it in these conspiracy theory communities. And actually on the Cosmic Pizza podcast, their female co-host, she's not really new anymore. She's been there for like over a year. She is an expert in cults, and she's talked at length about this, about how people get pulled into this because they're isolated and lonely and they get pulled into cults. And so that's basically what flat earth and like deep conspiracy QAnon, it's finding community in something that you feel makes you special. And so because they didn't get that with their friends or other family members.
Well, that's the thing. It's the making them feel special.
Yeah.
I figured something out that no one else knows.
It's a secret that I figured out.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you think about that?
So I laugh, but I do feel bad for those people because like they need help. They just need friendship. They need companionship. And they need to get it outside of harmful conspiracy theories. But anyways, what are you going to do?
Well, that's the worst part is like flat earth isn't hurting anyone.
I guess, well, yeah,
it's
not yet.
It's just dumb.
Because unless those people
until some guy in a Columbia jacket charters a boat to South America and dies looking for the edge of the world.
Yes, exactly.
Until then, it hasn't hurt anyone.
The problem is, which will be very relevant to today, unfortunately, is when conspiracy theorists take their conspiracy theories and then get into places of power to enact those conspiracy theories, which unfortunately is happening with our medical system right now. So that's kind of like here in the US. So it's just like that does harm people. But you're right. Flat Earth right now, I'm not seeing how that's really going to hurt people on a large scale unless they go to the end of the earth in their Columbia jacket. But, that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, that's the other thing is like, not say you hope maybe a flat earther gets to a position of power, but like, yeah, flat earther takes over NASA. Now we're finally going to have the proof. And they set it up and they're like, oh, shit.
Crap.
We were wrong, guys.
Blow it all up. I don't want to be wrong. Just pretend it didn't happen.
Now, I can't remember who the guy was, but I just saw a thing about how like one of the most prominent flat earth voicers basically changed his tune. It was like, guys, we figured it out. And the whole community was like, the government got to him. And the whole community turned on him.
It was the guy who they took to Antarctica because he said he knew that he was going to see the ice shelf there, the thing that just ends. And then he went there and he was on live stream and he's like, I'm sorry, guys, I was wrong. And yeah, they all turned on him and told him it was green screen behind him. He was on a live stream in Antarctica. And they're like, it's a blue screen. It's a green screen. And yeah, they turned on him and told him he was like a fraud and he sold out. They paid him and they just won't believe it. So they converted one though because they actually took him there, but that's what it took.
Now we just got to get a big boat for all
and send them off to the end of the world.
Get Columbia jackets on them. That's what the CEO needs to do. He's to sponsor a cruise.
Yes. Flat Earth Cruise, sponsored by Columbia.
Where did the land go? I don't know. It's a conspiracy, not the horizon. Let's go.
That is a great idea. Carnival and Columbia cruise lines just like together.
Oh, man. Think of the money.
Think of it. Speaking of something that made no money, let's take our
Gary
main
Busey?
segment.
Oh, sorry.
Gary Busey.
All right, guys. Gingerdead Man.
In a quiet bakery, one woman is about to confront her past. An unforgivable act of violence.
It also says here that after they fried him in the chair, they cremated him and sent his ashes to his mother in Coonsboro.
Something else was just left at the back porch, too.
Must be that gingerbread season.
An unholy curse.
What is that fucker anyway?
I think I know what. I mean, who it is.
It's me, Raptor! Why'd you come and get me?
A new kind of cookie.
The hell is that?
Well, it sure ain't the Pillsbury fucking Doughboy.
Run as fast as you can. Something's in the oven. The Gingerdead Man. Evil never tasted so good.
Eat me, you punk bitch!
The best way you can spend 50 minutes of your life. I looked it up. One of the factoids is that with opening and ending credits, the movie is just over 50 minutes in length.
Can barely be called a movie.
All right. So the movie opens with Gary Busey already in the act of robbing a diner and then shoots someone in the head. Like immediately. We don't know who his character is, so at this point, this is just Gary Busey doing these things.
For all we know, it's just a documentary.
An older gentleman hiding under tables like, I'm going to go at him, and grabs a knife to attack him. But the old guy forgets how guns work and gets shot on the way. Gary Busey rambles some insane nonsense about smelling something feminine. Absolute insanity. Then the guy who shot son approaches and tells Gary Busey, you just put down the gun and leave. Gary puts down the gun and then pulls a knife and stabs the guy repeatedly instead. Once again, this whole time, this is just Gary Busey doing these things. He torments a lone woman who is the daughter and younger sister of the two men he just killed. He calls her a kitty cat. And then he makes a speech about how he would honor his mother by not killing her, but that he had to finish what he started, and then he does shoot her too, but he doesn't kill her because she's in the rest of the movie.
We didn't see where he shot her or if he just shot next to her, but it's not clear. It's really not clear.
And this is where I wrote, so far, this is just Gary Busey doing things.
Yes.
As we don't know who his character
Talking
is.
about his actual mother in real life.
The opening credits roll, and this is maybe the one somewhat positive thing I wrote. The music is sort of okay.
Yeah, throughout.
If it is MIDI, it's pretty high quality MIDI. And in some places, it sounded like real instruments a few times. Suddenly, we're in a bakery. The woman who survived the Gary Busey attack works alone. She wishes that her big brother was alive and wishes him a happy birthday. It was the guy that was killed at the beginning, because I literally couldn't tell that was the same woman from the opening just 2 minutes ago. Someone knocks on the door, which just frightens her incredibly. She runs a business. And she is frightened by someone knocking on the door. She goes and finds a mysterious packet labeled Grandma's Gingerbread Seasoning. Oh, this is so bad, guys. A worker shows up who's obsessed with wrestling. He cuts himself and just openly drips bodily fluids into the flour, and no one notices and or minds that this happened. Deeply concerning from a safety perspective. Meanwhile, another worker who we just met reads an article out loud that the killer was executed and cremated, and his ashes were sent to his mother in a convenient point of plot exposition. The baker boy starts adding flour to already mixing dough for an unspecified reason, and it's his blood flour. That is
it was
also
Grandma's seasoning that it
ashes. I don't know. He went into a big container, which is not what was delivered. So I don't
you're
know.
right. That is true.
And he bled into the big container. He didn't bleed into the box that was brought.
Yeah, you're right. That's weird.
Yeah, like that didn't make sense to me either. Not that the rest of us did. The baker boy, starts adding flour. Out front, a drunk lady who we find out is the girl's mother and wife of the guy who forgot how guns work. It just has a shotgun and is shooting at a rival bakery across the street. Meanwhile, inside, a hand begins to rise from the dough and evil voices whisper. This was admittedly one of the better effects in the movie, was this hand poking out of the dough. A cowboy in a Mustang pulls up. He's the owner of the other bakery. He doesn't seem concerned about property damage that they shot a shotgun at his building. He wants her to pay for his banner that fell down. He offers to buy her out for, I think, $50,000. And we briefly meet his beautiful and vapid daughter, who is in the car waiting for him. This is where I wrote, the main character's name is Sarah Lee. Oh my fucking God.
Nobody does it like Sarah Lee.
Also, this is when I looked her up and found out that actress Robin Sidney, who played Sarah Lee, was also in Killjoy 5.
Oh, man. The same company.
Yep.
New Moon.
Oh, man. Anyway, she rolls out the dough and wastefully makes one single oversized gingerbread man, discarding all the other dough. No wonder this fucking bakery is going under with this kind of management. Also, she decorates it before putting it in the oven. So that's also a bit strange. She puts the single big cookie in the oven. Once again, no wonder she's going under. She heads out to the storefront where the vapid competitor's daughter brought a rat to try to get the bakery shut down. She pies this woman, Meanwhile, the Gingerdead Man bakes in the oven and comes to life. The two scuffle, and this is when it became clear that there was no fight coordinator on this film.
Oh, yeah. It was
These
bad.
two actresses just kind of flailed at each other. And like were clearly afraid to hit one another because they knew that this was not choreographed. While they're fighting, the power blows, the Gingerdead Man comes alive, and it immediately reveals itself to Lorna, Sarah, and a boyfriend who showed up at some point, named Amos, who was just introduced. So there's no suspense at all. No suspense, no hidden. They know the Gingerdead Man is there. Lorna immediately is like, it's black magic for some reason. They find the Gingerdead Man is in the walk-in refrigerator eating stuff. They hear him like, oh, and they go and they shut the door on him, but he escapes somehow.
That was
immediately,
weird too.
I guess. They go to call for help, but the phones are dead. Thank God Lorna, the rich girl, uses her cell phone to call her dad, but he hangs up on her. Suddenly, drunk mom, nursing a bottle of Jack Daniels, encounters Gingerdead Man. Thinking he's an illusion, he cuts off her finger. Nothing happens for 3 to 5 minutes after this point. Then Gingerdead Man cuts the power to the building. This causes Amos and Sarah to get real horny and start flirting. And then I wrote, why the hell did they introduce a second male interest 15 minutes into this movie?
And lose the first male interest. He's just gone.
He's gone. He went to a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Lorna's dad, the cowboy in the Mustang, shows up, but the Gingerdead Man steals his car and very, very slowly drives it into him using a rolling pin to manipulate the pedals.
Wow, I'm going to get you.
And runs him down in a way that absolutely would not kill him, but kills him. Sarah and Amos hear something in the freezer. They go and find the female coworker who read the article earlier unconscious, and her body is frosted like a cookie with cherries on her nipples.
Yeah.
Lorna, in the meantime, goes outside and finds her dad dead. She immediately steals his ring and gets over it very quickly. Very quickly, she's just okay with her father's death. Amos and Sarah get further turned on and start making out. Lorna gets stabbed in the face by Gingerdead Man. Then she very quickly gets a knife plunged into her skull, directly in the middle of her forehead. And this is when I looked it up and realized somehow her character is in the sequel to this movie.
What?
Lorna and this actress are listed in the sequel to this movie somehow. Sarah confronts the Millard is the name I think was thrown around for the actual Millard. So yeah, Gary Busey. She confronts Gary Busey. Amos just shoots a gun wildly, just at random places. Sarah then realizes that her mother is being baked alive in the giant oven. They open it up. Amos drags her out, but Gingerdead Man kicks her in, and Sarah is in there. It was a trap the whole time. He turns up the heat. She escapes, but Gingerdead Man gets the gun. The male worker from earlier that went to the wrestling match, the Butcher Baker, I think is what his name is, shows up from WrestlePalooza. The Gingerdead Man then shoots the 6-shooter no less than 17 times in a row.
Yeah, it's obviously a revolver. Shoots it 1,000,000 times.
6-shooter just keeps shooting. This is after it was already shot multiple times. He is struck from behind, but the Butcher Baker boy tackles him and he he is bleeding. Like, the Gingerdead Man is not ginger. He has blood inside of him. This does not deter the butcher baker, who ends it with the phrase, "Got milk?" What the fuck?
With blood all over his face.
And then in the next scene, he is drinking milk.
Guzzling milk.
Drunk mom missing a finger wakes up, but Butcher Baker, he gets possessed by Gary Busey. Amos finds Sarah, defends her, and shoots Butcher Baker. Then they push him into the oven where he burns alive, maybe, I guess. We cut to, and some amount of time later, we don't know, the bakery's doing great because both the competitor and his daughter are dead, presumably. Betty Lee isn't a drunk anymore. They include 2 nurses in the scene just to establish this fact. And an older lady drops off some gingerbread man. Their eyes pop open. Surprise! And then the end credits have scenes of characters from the 50-minute movie that we just watched, of moments of them in the 50-minute movie, some of which were on camera no more than 10 minutes ago. And then I ended my thought with, oh my fucking God.
And somehow this spawned not just sequels, but like a whole cinematic universe.
Yeah, because then there's Evil Bong, and then Evil Bong and Gingerbread Man fight at some point.
Oh, God. How?
Let's talk about things we liked.
Yeah, so it's New Moon Pictures, which is the people who did the clown movie we watched. What was it called?
Killjoy.
The same company, surprisingly. We didn't mean to do that. It just kind of happened by accident. I would say, surprisingly, the acting wasn't terrible all around. They weren't. I've seen much worse actors in bad movies.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Butcher Baker was like,
pretty
for
good.
him kind of playing the goofy, he did the best of all the young people actors, I would say.
I mean, the lead actress wasn't bad. She's a good screen queen kind of character. She had very much Neve Campbell vibes, I feel like. She kind of had that kind of...
Oh, yeah.
The way she acted and her shoulders would go up, and she's always so angsty the whole time. It's very Neve Campbell-y. Their accents weren't great because they're all trying to go Texan, and it was just kind of... bleh. But
yeah, and the Amos guy had a roving Southern accent.
Yeah, kind of didn't quite hit. But he wasn't terrible either, and I was surprised they didn't just play him as the dumb delinquent guy. He actually had a little bit of depth to his character. I was surprised. What's one thing you liked about the movie, Steve?
Once again, the music. There were times where I was like, "This is kind of good."
Yeah.
The opening credits, I was like, man, maybe this is a little bit nicer than I thought, and I was wrong.
Of course,
but
yeah.
they tricked me for a moment.
I agree. I did put in one of the things I don't like to tease later on, that I feel like the music was too overdone because I feel like it was under everything. Like they did not stop the music for like a second. It was always under music the whole time, which was kind of odd, but that's a lot of music to do. I thought it was cool. They scored, seems like a real bakery set. Like there was some real bakery stuff in there, big like industrial tools for a big industrial bakery, like the big churners and everything. Like, so I was like, but that you can tell was like their only set because that's the only place they filmed. There was no other like set for this whole movie outside the bakery and then in the bakery, and that was it. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. It was a real bakery, like a worked, lived in place, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, they clearly rented a place or something, which was good. You're right, production value. Yeah,
not bad. Not bad for a cheapo film.
I liked that it was just over 50 minutes long.
Me too. I liked that it was delightfully ridiculous because I like those kind of movies.
I enjoyed. I know I made fun of it a lot, but like Gary Busey at the beginning with more context to the performance or what was happening or who this guy was, it would have been a perfectly acceptable, crazy killer guy performance.
He even cries at the end of his performance. You see the tear falling down his cheek, which made me think that if he wasn't...
when he's like the whole thing with his mother and not wanting to... Yeah.
Those are real tears. And I'm like, maybe think for a second that maybe if his brain hasn't gone the way it has because of his brain injury from the accident, would he have been a more prestigious actor over time? Like more like a Nick Nolte type, like maybe?
Yeah, because Nick Nolte also just at the top of his game.
He kind of lost it towards the end too. But I feel like they would have been in the same roles like over time. I don't know, but no, he's just gone now. But it wasn't a bad performance in the beginning.
No. Once again, with more context or even just knowing who his character was.
Anything.
And not just being like, man, Gary Busey just being insane, huh? I think it would have been different.
I hate this diner. Wow.
I smell something feminine. What the hell is happening?
What does that mean?
Okay, so let's get to the longer list of things that were troublesome. The Gingerdead Man puppet was so poor.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so poorly done. It was incredible.
Very cheap looking.
Yeah, just very cheap looking. They had to hide it in the weirdest ways. Like there's at one point where he's talking to the mother after he cut her finger off, and there's just like a piece of cloth down on his lower half that's just in the shot inexplicably. Like
I didn't notice that.
It only existed to cover the puppet. Like that was literally the only reason it was there.
Wow.
So that was strange.
Its little mouth was obviously like on like a finger moving thing where you push it down like a ventriloquist dummy and his mouth would open or close, and that was pretty much it. And he's really gross looking and he looks greasy all the time. But yeah, you could see with the close-ups in HD of him, like it's very rubbery looking and not a cookie at all.
No. The acting for the most part was poor. The writing, once again, they introduced who I thought was going to be the love interest.
Mm-hmm.
They spent a long scene showing their chemistry, and then he immediately left.
Yeah. And then forced
and then
chemistry
all of a
with
sudden,
Amos.
Another girl's boyfriend was there. And we were just supposed to kind of accept that. And that was so weird from a writing perspective.
It was. Plus, the first guy was so likable. And then they had to make Amos more likable over time, which I think they did okay with. But like, why? What about the first guy? And so you make her get with the other girl's boyfriend? That just seems strange. And on that same note, like, I felt like they were following a serious tone. Like the characters were taking things seriously. They were saying badly written lines, but lines that were taking the scenes seriously and taking things kind of well. Like, oh, it can't be a gingerbread man. That's ridiculous. And like the way people might really react, kind of. And it all gets thrown out the window when Butcher Baker comes back and says the line, the milk line. And first when he eats the guy, then says that milk line and looks almost at the camera, like breaking the fourth wall. And I'm like, did this change the whole tone of the entire movie by doing that? Like it ruined everything they kind of were building up towards, just like with a joke, like making fun of itself, which they could have done from the beginning, but they weren't. It just felt really weird. I don't know.
Totally major issues. The Baker Boy thing was so weird.
Very weird.
Even in a weird movie, it was weird.
Why would you eat?
Like when he ate him, I was like, oh, he's a gingerbread man. That's kind of like a clever solution. Good on you, movie. And then he was filled with blood, and I was like, no.
Or like you already have him pinned down. Someone just go over there and stab him or cut his head off, or bite his head off and spit it out. Why did he have to digest the gingerbread man? That's what I don't understand. That was just gross. And not in a gross horror movie, it was just nasty.
Just bad.
I am so curious for the sequels now, though.
So I looked at a video about the second one, and it's like entirely different, where it's about a movie producer trying to make a movie about killer puppets or something. It's called Gingerdead Man 2 Passion of the Crust, by the way.
Okay.
Just for the record. And the movie, and spoilers, play the sound.
What?
Spoilers.
Okay. So the Gingerdead Man has to kill a certain amount of people to complete some ritual on a film set where they're making a film about demonic toys. But not the demonic toys from the movie you're thinking of, just different demonic toys. And in the end, the ritual is completed. The demonic toys come alive and they literally crucify the Gingerdead Man.
What?
They put him on a cross and crucify him.
Jesus. Is it supposed to be in the same universe? Like the same canon? Or is it?
I don't care.
I do.
I was about to say, I don't know, but I don't care.
Oh my God.
This movie was bad in a distinct way from a lot of the other movies that we watched. I cannot imagine if this had been an hour, 20 minutes long.
You might have quit.
We may have had the first movie where I said, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. We sat through Nutcracker 3D and I couldn't do this movie.
I enjoyed this a lot more than Nutcracker 3D.
Nutcracker 3D was a 4 sitting. I remember this is the only movie where I had 4 sittings to get through.
It was just bad. Like not a fun bad.
So Gingerdead Man, don't watch it, I guess, is the best recommendation. I say
give. Watch it. It's 50 minutes. If you don't include the opening and closing credits, it's 50 minutes of your life. That's the original Star Trek 50 episode. Minutes. You can do it. Or just watch the introduction with Gary Busey. It's like 5-6 minutes long.
It's just him just at his nuttiest, just his absolute nuttiest.
Absolutely. Some trivia for this film.
Yeah.
Production on the film actually dates back to 2001 when William Butler wrote a script for the film. Much of Butler's original script ended up rewritten, and even the original design was changed. There was even a planned action figure based on the original design and a teaser trailer that was made during pre-production with a summer 2001 date attached as well, but it didn't come out till I think 2005 is what they were originally came out. And the person, this is the cool part, the person who did those main rewrites of the script, his name was Dominic Muir, who was one of the main writers of the original Critters from 1986. Another connection to our show, because our first episode, second episode was Critters, something like that.
Yeah, they saw the guy from Critters and they're like, this guy's going to bring the quality out.
Whoa. So lead actress Robin Sidney, who played Sarah Lee, she met her husband, Charles Band, the director of this film, during filming. It was the first of several films she did for Full Moon. As you see, she did the 5th movie in the Clown series. But they didn't get married till 18 years after this movie was filmed. So she met him here and they got married 18 years later. So that's pretty cool. During production one day on this film, a random person not involved with the film who happened to be near the set accidentally interrupted filming when he called an ambulance believing he was having a heart attack. So that's just something that can happen when you're filming in a real town on a real street. Somebody just started having a heart attack right near their film. Gary Busey has less than 2 minutes of screen time. So in that whole scene, he's, I guess, just 2 minutes. Most of his role is voice acted as he plays the Gingerdead Man. And he was paid $25,000 for his work on this film. That paid for some of his bills for a little while. Yeah, and then not counting the opening ending credits, the film is less than 50 minutes long. So you guys can do it too. If we did it,
just incredible.
You can do it. But Steve, I think you have a bit for us.
Oh, man. All right. So I've got a little bit of some historical goodies, and then we got a little bit of a game.
Nice.
Well, gingerbread, or spiced bread with either ginger or cinnamon or clove, dates back like 4,000 years in some form or fashion. Yeah, like back to the ancient world. But gingerbread in its current form that we know it supposedly was introduced to Europe in the late 900s by an Armenian monk who brought spices back. The gingerbread man himself may have royal origins. Queen Elizabeth I in the late 1500s had gingerbread cut and decorated in the shape and fashion of visiting dignitaries.
Oh.
And as such visits often happened over the holidays, gingerbread became linked in the minds of people with the holidays because of this. Gingerbread houses actually got their start in Germany, likely due to the popularity of a little story you may have heard of, Hansel and Gretel, in 1812. And in medieval Europe, you had to be in a special gingerbread guild in order to sell gingerbread anytime other than the holidays.
Wow.
You had to be in a special gingerbread club to do business.
Jeez.
That's right.
Real quick side note. I wanted to say this earlier. I forgot. Gingerbread, holidays, the whole reason we're doing this movie, there was nothing about Christmas in this movie, even though it was a gingerbread man. Like, nothing else had to do with Christmas.
Not a thing.
That's ridiculous.
Nope.
I figured it would be.
Hey, we need to make a bunch of gingerbread man. Maybe we can make enough money over the holidays to save the shop. That's really all it would have taken.
Yeah, that's it.
Just one line of dialogue would have done it.
And we picked this movie because we figured it had something to do with Christmas. Nothing. Son of a bitch.
Boy, were we wrong.
Sorry, I derailed you.
All right. So now we got a little bit of a game for you. And I enjoyed this so much last time we did it. I'm going to do it again. I'm calling it Sweet Treat Forced Rank.
Oh, boy.
I have 10 holiday sweet treats. I'm going to tell you them in a random order, and you need to rank them 1 through 10.
Okay.
Without knowing what's coming after.
What was the it was a costumes one before. And then
which costume you went for Halloween?
And there was something else after that one too. I forgot. Anyways, they were all great.
Yeah. All right. Sugar cookies. Classic sugar cookies.
I don't actively hate them, but I'm never excited about sugar cookies. So I'm going to give it, because low is bad, right? So I'll give it I don't want to go too low. I need to leave room for things I really actively dislike. So I'll give it a 7.
Okay. All right, I'm adding it in.
Thank you.
Peppermint bark.
Ooh, I do like peppermint bark. Not super exciting, but so I'll give it a 5, right in the middle. It's like that's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Fruit cake.
10.
Wow.
0 interest.
You didn't even have to think about that.
Barely.
All right.
Yeah.
Candy canes.
Not a huge fan. They just last too long. They get sticky. They're all over the place.
Yeah, I don't hate candy canes. I hate the act of eating a cane.
Give me like a little tiny bit.
I gotta pretend I'm sucking on a little elf dick for like 40 minutes.
Elf on a shelf, more like elf in my mouth.
That's right.
I'll give that one a I have 7 is not open. 6 is open, right?
6 is open right after peppermint bark.
Better not screw me, asshole. I'm giving it a 6.
All right. Hot cocoa.
Oh, everybody loves hot cocoa. I'll give that a nice 3.
Nice 3. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You still got 1, 2, and 4 left up top.
I think I'm getting better at this. Maybe we'll see.
Okay. Fudge.
Oh, I love
Christmas fudge.
I don't know what's going to beat fudge for me. I really, really love fudge.
Do you want to give it the number 1?
I'm giving it the number 1 spot. I'm not sure what can beat that.
Wow. Number 1.
Yeah.
Called earlier than I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Eggnog.
What do I have open now? 4 something?
2, 4, 8, 9.
2, 4, 8, 9. I'll give eggnog a 4. I like eggnog.
Okay, right after hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have switched those if I had known, but they're fine.
No, but that's the whole point. Is that there's no room.
But
for
I'm
error.
okay with those positions.
Thumbprint cookies.
What is that?
You know the cookies, and you put a little dent in them, then you put jelly in there?
Oh.
A little dollop of jelly.
What's the bottom ones I've opened?
8 and 9.
I'll give those the 8.
8? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not a fan.
All right. You've got 2 and 9 left. Oof. So choose well.
Oh boy.
Chocolate truffles.
Wish I knew what the last one was, because I
know.
I don't mind chocolate truffles.
And they're kind of like fudge, and you put that in the number 1 spot.
Yeah, so I'm going to be safe and say, because I like chocolate truffles. They're great. They're fine. 2. I'll give it the 2 position.
Okay. And so that means by default, the pecan log.
Oh, yes. I did okay.
Ends up in the number 9 spot.
I hate pecans.
Okay.
I did really well, I think.
The forced rank list ended up being fudge.
Yes.
Chocolate truffles. Hot cocoa. Eggnog, peppermint bark,
all right,
candy canes, sugar cookies, thumbprint cookies, pecan log, and then a dead last, fruitcake.
Yes. I think I did great for my own personal taste.
You logicked that out pretty good. I'll give you credit.
Oh, man. I'm just glad fudge was in there because that's like an insta win for me. I love fudge.
I thought you were like, I don't know if I could love anything more than fudge. Is there any holiday sweet treat I didn't name that like would beat fudge?
That would beat fudge?
Yeah, that would end up towards the top of that list.
Not for me. Like, it's strange because we made a tradition in my family since my stepdad and I both really love key lime pie, and we're in Florida. We get key lime pie for Christmas, and because I don't like pumpkin pie that much, and people always like eating pumpkin pie around Christmas or stuff like that. So they eat their cherry pie or pumpkin pie, apple pie, and Scott and I have some key lime pie. That'd be my
key lime pie.
That'd be my number 2. So.
Okay.
But it's a weird Christmas thing because it's not like everyone has that for Christmas.
That's true. It's not traditional. It wouldn't have ended up on like a top whatever list.
Exactly. Yeah. So nothing else besides fudge, and that's it. Yeah. What about you?
I don't know.
Or which of those was an upset for you? Like, which one would you have switched around a lot?
I guess like I have had good fruitcake. I've genuinely had good fruitcake. It does exist. I've only had it once, but it did exist that one time.
That one time.
So that's hard. That's hard to say. I don't like eggnog. Just like a thick, it's so thick and milky. Just what I want. Like, no, thank you. I think hot chocolate probably ends up high. Like really well done hot chocolate. With milk and maybe a little bit of heavy cream in there. You melt in some actual chocolate chips in there. Like, man, that's just as good as it gets.
Yeah. Okay. So that'd be a little higher.
But this holiday season, I'm really struggling because I'm actively trying to avoid sweets going into this holiday season. I'm very proud. Since Halloween, I have had 1.5 pieces of my children's Halloween candy.
That's it? Wow.
1.5 pieces.
Half.
I had Anna and I split 2 different, because there are new flavors of Reese's cups that are peanut butter and jelly cups. And our kids got a grape and a strawberry. And so I said, can I split both of these so I can try both? So in total, I had 1 Reese's peanut butter cup.
Right.
And then we shared a fun size munchkin bag of peanut M&Ms. So I had 5 peanut M&Ms. And his mom got us a box of C's candy, which is big in California, and sent it to us. And so last night when we opened it, her and I shared 1 chocolate.
Nice.
And so for me, it's hard for me to be like, I don't want to look forward to any of these things. They're going to ruin me.
See, for me, I'm not a big sweets guy in general. So my big thing I usually have is a really dark chocolate, as far dark as you can go, like the 80% cacao or whatever. I like those. Or the ones with the spice in them, like they have like a, pepper or cayenne pepper or some one of those things in them. And it's like sweet enough, but I like it better because it's not too sweet and it's like bitter, but it's also kind of good for you because dark chocolate's got antioxidants and that kind of thing. So I had like 1 little square and I'm like good for the night. because I don't have that kind of craving for sugar, luckily. But I'll eat a whole bag of chips though, so it's not gonna really. I'm not like I'm healthy or something. So, anyways, good game there, Steve. That was good.
All right.
That brings us to some radical recommends.
If you have the means, I highly recommend picking one up.
What do you recommend I do?
I recommend Pleasant.
All right, so first thing I might have recommended a few years ago when I first watched it, I can't remember, but I'm having Jolie watch it now. The show called Hellier. It's a documentary you can watch if you have Amazon Prime Video, and it gets into a little bit of the woo-woo, the supernatural, the UFO stuff.
Looking at the cover image, it certainly looks a little woo-woo.
But the fun part is that it kind of takes things in a mythological perspective as well, and not just saying that all this is real, but saying a lot of weird stuff is going on, because it all starts off with these paranormal investigators, Dana and Greg, who I used to follow back in like the early internet days. They're around my same age. But they got a weird email from this old defunct email address they hadn't checked in forever, which leads them down this huge rabbit hole to go investigating something. And it's just weird, kooky, interesting, but a lot of paranormal stuff tied in and mythological things tied in. Goes as far as the Men in Black to Bigfoot to Mothman to all these things, cave goblins, weird stuff, ghosts, who knows. And I hadn't thought about it in years. But we went to Thanksgiving with Jolie's family, and her sister and her sister's boyfriend had happened to watch it. And because her sister's boyfriend is into paranormal shit like I am. And he's like, oh, I got Jamie, her sister, to start watching this show, Hellier. And she's like, oh, this is weird. And then by 3 episodes in, she's like, play the next one. And so I was like, well, maybe I can get Jolie to watch it too. And so Jolie and I have been watching it, and she's really into it, wants me to play the next one every time. And it's just kind of, it's interesting. And Steve would be yelling at the screen though. I think you would probably hate it, but but it is fun. And but on a little side recommendation, Jolie has me watching Psych, which I had never really seen, the old TV show where the guy's pretending to be a psychic for the police, but he's really just like a good reader of the room and mentalist kind of thing.
It's kind of like a cult following.
What was that?
No, I have not, but I said it has a cult following.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen it.
It has a big fandom, and apparently there was even like a couple TV movies that came out to like, catch up like what they were up to several years down the line too. But it's funny, it's cute, it's not much of a commitment. You can watch an episode and a couple weeks later watch another episode because it's story of the week with some continuing threads. But it's cute and fun, and we're just really nostalgic for those good 2000s shows. So I recommend it. Psych. Anyways,
all right, like that.
Let's bring in some trailer reviews though.
Well, this week I chose 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. I really liked it when this was a zombie movie. I don't know what these are anymore.
I kind of thought the same thing watching this trailer. Like, what is happening?
Zombies can be fixed or cured, but they might still be human. How are they still alive? They throw up blood all the time. There's a lot of big questions. There's like a weird blonde cult
with wigs
of Antichrist worshippers now. They're all wearing upside down crosses.
Yeah.
Ralph Fiennes, who was kind of the good guy at the end of the last movie.
I don't even remember the last movie.
I don't even know. The 28 Years Later, the first one?
Or 28 weeks later. Because there's 28 days later.
Years later.
This is 28 years later.
No, this is the second part of 28 Years Later.
It is?
Yes.
When did that come out?
Like a year ago.
Oh, really?
The first part came out.
I thought this was it. I thought, I haven't seen that one. Okay.
No. Yeah.
I didn't realize it already came out.
That one was also deeply confusing. It has the guy from Craven in it, and then Ralph Fiennes.
Oh.
And so this is the second part of that.
Okay.
Supposedly Cillian Murphy's back, supposedly. But he's not in the trailer at all.
Okay.
But Ralph Fiennes kind of plays like a doctor type who is like fascinated by the undead and builds this bone temple as a monument to those who died. But now he kind of looks like a villain in this trailer. I liked this better when it was a zombie film.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Although I was obviously totally lost because I thought this was still the first 28 years later coming out.
No, man, this is part 2. Part
so
1,
behind.
once again, equally confusing. I don't know what to do with this movie. I love zombie films. I love the zombie genre. This feels like they're taking it and just throwing the zombie genre out. That is what this feels like.
It's something different entirely, basically.
What if we made a zombie film with none of the zombie stuff? Like that's how the conversation went.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give this one Gary Busey walking into a diner. He's got his Columbia jacket on. He sits down. He orders, "How can I have a piece of cherry pie?" And the woman brings it out, and he takes a bite, and he goes, "This is rhubarb," and he pulls out a gun. And then the entire events of Gingerdead Man.
That's what happened beforehand that we didn't show us.
So that's what I give this movie.
I'm going to give this movie Gary Busey in a voiceover booth doing the last lines of Gingerdead Man. And Raul Julia walks in and says, "Why wasn't I in this movie? How much did they pay you? $25,000? I'm going to go build my own bone temple."
That's right. Oh, I would pay to see Raul Julia instead of Ralph Fiennes in this movie.
Oh,
I think a lot of people would.
Yes, I'd pay. He could be in the bone temple. Oh, that's not good because he's dead. Yeah. My apologies to the estate of Raul Julia.
We're so sorry, Raul Julia.
But anyways, that's our totally logical rating system for trailers. Hope you enjoyed. But please,
Bone Temple.
Please join us for our next episode. Well, we will be talking about a new segment that we have. Steve, can you explain a little better what this new segment's all about?
So Jarman and I have been looking for more self-building segments, sort of like Nerd Rule of Fortune, or at least in that vein, where we can have a little bit less preparation, have things be a little bit more spontaneous, which we do well with, and stay inside of our lane, which are typically movies, nerdy sort of stuff. And so what I came up with is a bit that I'm calling a screenplay replay, where dice will decide some of it, but the idea is that I have compiled a list of like 100 of the most popular films the last 40 years, 50 years, and the dice will decide whether we make a sequel, whether we pitch a reboot, whether we pitch what was the other one?
Reimagining.
A reimagining in a different theme, a soft reboot. And then if so, like maybe Dances with Wolves is a comedy now.
Why not?
Why not? And we will let the dice decide the type of movie that we have to pitch and talk our way through. And that is Screenplay Replay, coming to you next time with a special holiday edition to kick us off, since it should be coming out the day after Christmas.
Perfect. I love it. It's a beta test, folks.
Join us for that experiment. All of that and more. Come on back and be our nerdy audience. We will keep on coming back to be your nerdy co-hosts. Thanks again, Internet.
Stay nerdy, my friends.
Thanks for listening to A Play on Nerds. Feel free to email feedback at aplayonnerds.com with all your questions or comments.
Shoot us a message on Facebook or Twitter and earn yourself a sweet shout out on the show.
Review us on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts so even more nerds can find us. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, we aren't picky.
Check out our entire back catalog and other offerings at aplayonnerds.com.
And how?
A Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
I ordered cherry.
No rhubarb. I smell something feminine.
Oh, Raoul, a Columbia jacket you shouldn't have.
Yes, go find the end of the world, Gary. I know you can do it. I believe in you.